Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello? Oh, there you are. You can hear me?
Yeah, it's kind of a delay, I think.
Hello?
Can you hear
Oh,
me?
okay. I can hear you.
Okay, I think it's a delay going on or a lag. So
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you.
All right, period. Let's get this thing started. I was like, can he hear me? Okay. So, welcome to the OpenWav Be Your Own podcast. Today we are talking to, oh, he looks amazing, Dattboyjc. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. So, what city you checking in with us from today? Where you at?
I'm in Atlanta.
Oh,
Just
you're in
came back.
Atlanta?
Yeah,
Where are you originally from?
I was born in Chicago. It's a lot of music in the background. I can barely hear you for real.
Okay, let me turn the music off. Y'all listening, give us a second, y'all.
There we go.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so yeah, you're originally from Chicago and now you live in Atlanta?
Yeah, I've been staying in Atlanta since I was like 3 years old. So I say I'm from here for sure,
Okay,
and just
period.
raised out here. Now.
So let's talk about your roots. Let's talk
Mm-hmm.
about your roots. Like, talk to us about your journey, like how you got started into music.
So basically, man, I've been listening to music all my life for real. In middle school, I was in chorus from 6th grade all the way up to 8th grade. Um, After that, I did. I was doing like diss tracks and stuff in high school. I've always watched anime. I just love music. And just being around music and being so in love with it, I just found that I needed to make my own way and my own name and change the world with music. Being in college, doing open mics, I started to find my community in college, Howard University. So that kind of just brought me up to be this superstar that I'm trying to be now.
No, that's what's up. I heard you went to Howard. What did you major in?
I majored in political science, history minor.
Oh, so you got something to fall back on. Not saying that the music going not work because it's definitely going to work. But why political
So
science? Like, what direction you want to go with that?
um, I kind of want to I want to go into entertainment law. Once I get more known and profound with this music, I kind of want to start my own record label. And I wanted to know the more business side of music. A lot of artists get played and taken advantage of when it comes to deals and things of that nature. So I just wanted to know the loopholes and just the terminology so that I'm not the one that can get taken advantage of. You know.
I know that's right. So with that information and learning so much at Howard, I know they got you ready. Would you say you want to get a record deal or stay in do?
I think independency is the best route for me right now. When it comes to labels and things of that nature, I kind of want to be able to, you know, pick the best option and deal for me. I want to be able to have so much stand in that, I got to get the best deal possible in order for me to be in the deal. So with that, I got to kind of like build my own name myself. And I'd rather be independent right now than signing a label because, my name's not out there yet. But sooner along the lines, I definitely want to get signed.
I know that's right. So what lit the flame for you to become like a Gen Z hip hop artist and entrepreneur? So you're an entrepreneur as well.
Yeah, I make money. I guess you could say that. Yeah. Yeah, I get my
Oh, I
money
know
here
that's
and there.
Talk to us
Yeah.
about your work as an entrepreneur.
I kind of I do clinical research right now. It's not like an entrepreneur job, it's a regular 9 to 5, but it pays good. I do clinical research, which is researching medicines and drugs for certain diseases. I also got an LLC that I want to start up called Star Gang LLC. Um, of course, merchandise. I want to be able to make clothing, but right now I'm kind of just more focused into this music and, you know, exploiting myself as an artist before anything else. So
All
I kind
right,
of took
now
a step back with the entrepreneurship. Hmm.
when you say Star Gang LLC, what is that?
Star Gang, that's my group. That's my gang group category, whatever you want to call it. But we're gonna get more professional with it. It's all stars rise together. And we just make it a movement at this time. We're trying to make it more professional. Well, I'm trying to make it more professional, and something that could later along the line start my own record label. And we already got the LLC for it, so you might as well just build it up like that.
All right, so the streets is telling me that the people is really taking to you. So I think you got to start popping your stuff a little more. What do you think it is like about your personality and energy that's making people starting to gravitate towards you? Because you're doing your thing.
I appreciate it. I don't stop. This is something that's natural, organic, and it's in me. I got a true love and a true passion for this, and it attracts the viewers and the fans, and because it's like I feel like right now it's not a lot of real love into it. It's a lot of fake love, a lot of clout chasing, and a lot of money grabbing, and it's not a lot of people that really want to do it for the love. But with me, I don't care if I got a penny in my wallet or $1 million in my wallet. I'm still gonna do this because of me. And like I said, the work ethic, the energy with that is just, I don't got no competition. I'm my own competition. So I leave everything out there when I perform. When I'm in the studio, I let it all out. I'm very raw and emotional and true to the game.
I love that. I love that. Let's talk the highs and lows of being independent. Like, what's tested you so far as an independent artist?
Um, Patience and also reliability. I feel like a lot of people with this independency is not on the same mindset and the wavelength that I'm on when it comes to dropping my music and promoting the music. And that can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. But then the freedom with being independent is like you don't gotta sign any contracts. You're not tied down to anybody. So it's like if you're not feeling the energy, if you're not feeling the work ethic with that partner, you could just end it right there, and just go on and do something what you truly want to do, or find somebody that's truly on that same wavelength as you. And with that, I'm finding it here and there. I'm finding people that really want to do this and really want to, go crazy with it the same way I do. And I also find people that say they want to do it, and then once it gets game time, they start falling out, panicking, and that's what it is. It's kind of like trial and error. But I love the progress. I love the journey. So I'm just making sure everything that I do is consistent.
No, I get it. I respect that 100%.
Hmm.
And I know it's so hard with building a team. Like, have you found people to like really say that they're locked in Dattboyjc? Like, do you have a team, or are you really just doing it by yourself right now?
I'm really doing it by myself right now. I've had teams. I had people that say they was locked in with me, and it'll only be for about a good 2 or 3 months. But because once they see that I'm really into it and I'm really like throwing them songs here and there every day, every month, every week, I guess that kind of pressures them, which is okay because they're their own person and they got their own thing going. But I just say you can't really agree to something that you're not going to do. But yeah, it's it's a journey. That's all I'm gonna say. But I feel like I'm definitely doing things by myself right now. I'm finding people here and there that say they want to do it and say they want to get into it. But at this point in time in my life, I'm more about action than talking. So we gonna see how it goes. But I know for me, I'm going 100% with this. So that's just me.
Nah, and I definitely would. I want to back up a little bit because you don't got no team, but you actually do have a team. You got radio pushers. So talk to us about your relationship with radio
Sure.
pushers. How does it feel working with like a dynamic team? Because definitely, I know radio pushers is providing that human touch, that communication, and then we always pride ourselves in giving hands-on development to the artists that we align with. So how's it been tapping with radio pushers?
Yeah, I've been working with y'all with radio pushers for a minute now. I started probably in like 2021. It's been good. You know, I definitely like the results that's going on. That's why I'm still here. I ended up meeting most of the people that worked with me up in New York probably about 2 or 3 years ago. So I got a personal connection and relationship with some of these people. But I'm just trying to see what the future holds for both of us. I want to do bigger things with my career, and it seems like radio pushers are definitely aligned with that. So I'm not going to predict anything or say anything what that they. I hope that they do. I just know from the past that they've been pretty solid with me. So hopefully we can just keep the same thing, keep it pushing.
No, for real. I think yeah, you're in good hands, like Allstate. I hate to toot our own horn, but toot toots. Talk to me about your music catalog. Like which tunes, because a shout out to everybody tapping in right now with us. Make sure y'all tapping with that boy JC. Talk to us about your music catalog. What song should a new fan hear first and understand about that boy JC in your movement?
Okay, yeah. Well, I think my first song that I ever made was called Star. I think that gives a pretty good outline of who I am and what I want to do with this career and with this music. The most latest song that I dropped was with SSG Kobe called Stay Away. That's going crazy right now. Got hit about 10K plays already. So yeah, I definitely look that up. Stay Away by SSG Kobe and me, that boy JC. And every song that I got on my catalog is me. It's 100% me. I got about 50 songs dropped already. I got a lot of stuff in progress in store for this year. But I feel like the last Shinobi, my album that I made last year in October, that's something that I kind of want to. It kind of shows what I've been talking about. It proves and it illustrates that I'm the last person doing this for the love. I'm the last shinobi. Shinobi is like a ninja or like, somebody that truly does it for the art, someone that's strictly by the art and only loves it from the art. So correlating that into music, me being an anime boy, I feel like I'm the last person or the last artist, one of the last artists that are doing this truly for the love and truly for themselves and for their own growth and progress.
I love that. I respect you on that one. Talk to me about streaming versus direct to fan. Like, do you feel like artists are getting to a point where they're getting tired of like the penny pinching and the crumbs and the algorithm clickbait era? How do you feel about that and low payouts? Like, what's your thoughts on streaming?
I feel like it's you gotta mix it up, you know. I like streaming, but I also like the real life fan experience as well. Only reason I say I like the streaming because it gets, even though it's penny pinching and it's like you trying to, I'm not looking at it for the money. I'm kind of looking at it for the people that's listening to my music every day. That kind of helps me out with performances, tours, and like just going out there and really showing my music. I know which people or how many people like this song, how many people streamed this song, this album, here and there. But I also like, fan interactions. I like talking to the fans. I like really seeing how my music guided them through life, the same way that other people's music or my own music guided me through my own life. I like the relationships, the personal relationships that I make with the fans that I meet, outside of the streaming world. But like I said, I feel like a mix for me is definitely the best way to do it. Just me being from Atlanta and having so many people looking at me, social media wise, artist wise, I gotta have, good standings in both sides of the world. But that's just me though. That's my opinion.
So when you say you like the feeling that your music gives to people and you spreading, those vibes to your fans, talk to us about a
Mhm.
certain time when a fan, tapped in with you and said, was there ever a time where like maybe somebody told you that they got through something tough because of your music, or was there ever a memorable experience where somebody really like, appreciated your sound? Like give us a fan interaction that really like stood with you till to this day.
You mean like one-on-one fans or like concert type thing? Because I got both. Um,
Like was it ever like something memorable that happened with a fan and it just left like a really lasting impression on you, like an epiphany moment that let you know like you was really like that boy, like, I'm saying? It
yeah,
could be anything. Like for me, I would say yeah, like what happened?
for sure. I mean, it's I get that every day. But the one thing that really stood out to me was when I first started making music, I was making this R&B song, or this really Valentine song called Alone. And one of my coworkers that I worked at the restaurant, I didn't know he listened to my music. No one would ever know that he listened to my music just because he doesn't look like me. He's on a whole different demographic of a person. So for him to, he called me back one day, called me in the back room. He showed me that he was like, LJC, like, I just want to let you know, bro, like, keep going. Like, don't let nobody tell you that you're bad, or that you can't keep it going, because he was going through like a heartbreak or a divorce. And he was telling me he was suicidal and everything. And then he listened to my song, and it kind of like, gave him a light, gave him something that, to keep going. And I was like, bro, I appreciate everything. I appreciate you for even telling me this at the first place, because, most people that look like him wouldn't tell me that they like my music, or that they feel some type of way, or they felt some type of way with my music. So that definitely stays in my heart forever, every day with that. I like touching people that you would never expect to be touched or healed by my music. Um, Concert audience wise, I had a show probably last year. Well, I had a show this. I'm gonna just talk about all the shows I had a show last month. Um, where I was just, I was coming back from a break. I was getting my head right, getting my music right. Just trying to be in a good mental position. So those shows that I came back to, I wasn't really expecting a good turnout. I was just people showing up just to show up. But when I came there, people noticed me as soon as I walked out the car, or the Uber, or the whatever it was. So I kind of like that people still notice me and still realize that I'm still doing it, and that they still listen to my music. There was one time in the show that I had last year. It was the first time the crowd ever chanted my song. They was chanting it even before and afterwards, and that kind of made me, it gives you that starstruck moment, like, damn, like, these people really, really like my, really, really fuck with my music, and it's I can't really put it into words, but it definitely shows me that I'm that boy JC, and I gotta keep going. I'm that superstar, and all it takes is just one song, because I feel like I already got the energy, the influence, the heart to really and the courage to really, express how I express and how I feel, and that's relatable to a lot of people. So I definitely that I have a lot of moments like that. I could go on and on, but I'll just keep it with those two.
That's what's up. I think you underestimate how powerful you really are. Like we on this dope
Mm.
interview, you talking about all these fan interaction moments. It's over 200 people checking in right now with Open Wave. Shout out to that boy JC. They definitely listening to what you saying.
Hey,
So
appreciate
yeah,
that, yeah.
hey, obviously you, Mr. Hem. I don't know what you talking about. Like I'm low key. No, you better pop this stuff, big boy. Um,
No, you're
what's
right,
your
you're
thoughts
right,
on
you're right.
Open Wave? What's your thoughts on Open Wave? You upload music, setting your own price. You're selling direct to fans. Y'all make sure y'all tapping and shop with my boy selling merch. Like, give us your thoughts on the Open Wave movement.
I haven't really gotten to Open Wave yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I'm excited to get started with it. I feel like it's great for me to get money off of my own music and my own merchandise directly from the source and not having a middleman into it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't really dropped a song on Open Wave yet, but I'm definitely interested in, trying to get it rocking.
I know that's right. We know it's coming. Definitely, you an entrepreneur, boy. You went to Howard, so I know if anybody know how to finesse their way through the music industry, you got that Howard juice in you, so you gonna be good. And
For sure.
closing, what does being your own wave mean to that boy JC?
Be in my own wave. That's just
Yeah.
me, man. I go crazy. I feel like just me being me and being original to myself, can't nobody really copy that flow or hop on the wave. And if they do hopping on the wave, they hopping on a wave of authenticity. I feel like the statement and the drive that I'm trying to bring out to the world is just it's okay to be yourself and it's okay to have fun while being yourself. I feel like it's a lot of restrictions and a lot of stereotypes and judgment in this world, especially when it comes to music. And music isn't supposed to be like that. It's a universal language for a reason. And you just got to express how you feel, whether people think it's bad or not, because one person's gonna like it, somebody in the world's gonna like it. And that just keeps me going every day. It's not the results, it's not the fans, it's just the satisfaction and the joy that I have when making my music and when I'm finishing my music, when I'm in the studio, when I'm done writing. It's just that exhilaration, that I love the feeling of making music. So that if that's the wave that I'm creating, hopefully everybody hop on that wave. Just be yourself, and go crazy.
Here's to everybody hopping on your wave. Tat it up with the look. You definitely giving dripping tonight on this good Monday. Where can
Appreciate you,
everybody
appreciate
follow you at? Yeah, you straight dope. You wavy. Where can they follow you
you.
at? Where can they tap in? Where can they stream the music? Plug in your socials right now on the podcast. Period.
For sure. Y'all can follow me on every platform, anything that y'all use. Dattboyjc, Dattboyjc. Apple Music, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, SoundCloud, whatever you got. That's me. All over the place, man. Dattboyjc going crazy. You.
Y'all heard the man. Y'all heard the man. We on an open wave podcast. Be your own wave podcast with. If I say he hot, then he hot. And that boy JC is definitely hot. He sound good. He damn sure look good. Let me not shoot my shot too much because I don't want my boss to be like, stop flirting with the artist, Carisha. But he definitely looked good. He definitely now. I so co-sign him. We love you, everybody who pushes. Keep doing your thing. Y'all know where to follow me at. Your only diva, bring you the best interviews. The media maven herself at Carisha Diva on all platforms. That's our time. That boy JC. Have a good night. Period. Peace, y'all. We out.
Good night.
Good night.
Uh, cool. Do I just leave or I wait on you?